Yes, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Do please like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave me some comments and some insults, because at the end of it, when I sound the song dinger, and here it is, the song dinger, yep, when I sound that at the end of this, it's time to run, because I'm going to sing a special request today. Somebody asked me to sing We'll Meet Again, and I will sing it. Well, I'm going to make a mess of it. I'll castrate the bastard. Yeah, anyway, we'll give it a go. So I'm going to talk today about Gary Glitter, PJ Proby and Jimmy Savile, because they all had one thing in common, you know. Do you know what it was? They're all perverts. I'm going to put a link down below, a link to a clip from the This Is Your Life edition of Gary Glitter, in which they introduce Roald Dahl's daughter, who would at the time have probably been about 15. And she tells a story about how her younger sister, who was probably about 13, 12, used to bring all her school friends to the house where Gary Glitter was staying with Roald Dahl, believe it or not. And they used to pay a little bit of money to go and gaze at the form of Gary Glitter. Now, you can watch this clip down below, and you can see Gary Glitter going, "Oh no, don't say that," you know. Whoosh. Yeah. Because what he would be doing was, they'd have a little viewing spot, and Gary Glitter would be laying there in his birthday suit, and bringing all these little girls to have a look at him. And that was something that was a typical trick of PJ Proby, because in 1964 he was living in Chelsea in a big rented apartment in a house, and he used to have what's known as the PJ Proby Nymph Club of Great Britain. Now, I know this is a fact. I read it in the paper. It was in the News of the World. You can Google it up, search it yourself if you want. I haven't got a link to it, but it was there. Search it in your local library. Right about February, March of 1965, it was in the News of the World, where they did an expose on the PJ Proby Nymph Club of Great Britain, because what he was doing, he had girls lining up right down the street, and they were coming in. And the guy who was helping him was a man called Gary Leeds. Now, Gary Leeds, for all you pop-picking fans out there, was the drummer from the Walker Brothers, because it was PJ Proby who was instrumental in bringing over Scott Walker and the Walker Brothers to Britain. They had numerous hits, such as My Ship Is Coming In and all the rest of it. And The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore. Here's an interesting fact. During the actual moments that Reggie Cray went into the Blind Beggar pub on the jukebox, when he walked in and shot Cornell, shot him, the song that was playing was the Walker Brothers, The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore. Seriously, yeah. You can read about that in various documentaries, books, you know. The sun ain't gonna shine anymore. Anyway, what Proby used to do was strip bollock naked and lie on the bed, and then he'd pretend to be asleep, but he wasn't asleep. He was watching these little girls. I mean, we're talking about girls about 12, 13, that age, you know, walking in, because Gary Leeds would let them in, and Gary Leeds used to pretend to be a doctor. He'd dress up as a doctor, you know, with a white smock on and a stethoscope, and he used to give them a pre-medical. That's what he called it. Seriously, these are serious perverts, you know. And that's the reason that the pop industry has got such a bad name for that. I mean, so they'd parade these little girls around Proby, lying bollock naked on top of the bed. Well, and if Proby saw one that he liked, he'd just pretend to wake up and call her over and go for it. And also, I mean, this is disgusting, folks. This is disgusting. Proby he was telling me this himself, and not only him, but Gary Leeds, that Proby used to show them how to use douche bags, douche douche bags, which are soapy water things with a funnel on a tube on the end that apparently females insert inside themselves to wash out their interiors. And Proby was telling me that he was really good at explaining how this worked to females and demonstrating. Seriously, one dirty, perverted bastard. Jimmy Savile, well, there's various accounts of Jimmy Savile getting young girls to go to his house in Leeds. He had a house in Leeds. He also lived at Scarborough, I believe. Yeah. His mother lived at Scarborough, and he used to stay there, where he had meetings on a Friday with his friends from the police, the Masons from the police. Because you might not know this, but Jimmy Savile was a 33rd degree Mason. He was an highly intelligent man, but he was extremely perverted. I mean, the very idea of having sexual relationships with a corpse, necrophilia, and he was into that. But he was also into young girls. And there's one account where he answered the door and this young girl came in. She was doing some errand or something, taking him some milk or whatever it was that he'd asked for. And he was in his dressing gown, and when she came through the door, he opened his dressing gown to expose his personal honeymoon equipment. And apparently said to her, "What do you think about that then? How's about that then? Guys and gals." There seemed to be some kind of twist in the mind. So there you go. You can look at the link with Gary Glitter. You'll see the shock and horror on his face as Roald Dahl's daughter begins to tell the story. And you know what's behind it. I'm telling you what's behind it. Same thing with PJ Proby and the Nymph Club of Great Britain. And of course, Jimmy Savile. And Proby, Glitter and Savile were friends. They used to meet up at his house in Leeds. I dread to think what they were actually getting up to. And also, on the subject of Jimmy Savile, did you know that one of the murders was committed within 150 yards of his home? Yeah? They found the body about 150 yards in the back on a like a wasteland, about 150 yards behind his house. And he was personal friends with Peter Sutcliffe. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, he was a suspect. I remember being in the jails when they were playing that fake tape. "My name's Jack. You got all that bollocks, you know." As soon as I heard it, this is just absolute nonsense. Anyway, it's that time of day, folks. Listen, you've been wondering where I've been. It was my grandson's 13th birthday, my youngest grandson, Jasper. We had a game of chess. He won. He's bloody good, he is. That's the song, dinger. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Read my books, folks. And if you're still hanging around, well, you've received your warning. This is a special request. It's for me to sing or to emasculate We'll Meet Again. Originally recorded, of course, by Vera Lynn. I'm not going to sing it in my Vera Lynn voice, because I haven't got one, actually. I'm going to sing it in my... what voice should I sing it in? Tom Waits. How about that? No, I won't. I'll just give it a Engelbert Humperdinck treatment. We'll meet again, don't know where, Don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. I think that's enough of that, don't you? I didn't completely destroy it, I hope. Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Do please like, subscribe and comments, and if you've got any requests, I'd be delighted to give it a go. This handlebar moustache is getting a bit better, don't you think?